So, Coach, the Mercyhurst Lakers, now they were a team transitioning from D2 to D1 last year. It was their first year in the NEC. But when they play LIU, one of the favorites, they're able to take a set in both games. So, when they're going up against you, they're at a D1 level, right?
For sure. That team fought super hard at all points in the game. They did not want to let the ball hit the ground. And that's a hard type of team to play against. No matter how good you are, if a team is fighting so hard you can't put the ball on the ground, it's difficult to play and it can become frustrating because it results in really long rallies, which are just exhausting. So Merciers does a great job of having that grit, having that passion to just fight as hard as they can at all times, and in return, it results in points of just other teams making the error first, or obviously just tiring other teams out.
Yeah, and we talk about first year coaches in the NEC a lot this year. You're a first year coach over at Moravian. Coach Patton's only been there about 20 years. So, nothing to it. A lot of continuity there.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's like the first year or
Yeah,
so.
not too different. And then, but they do have on the schedule this year, they're gonna need all the coaching they can get. They have one of those 2-day events, 4 games in 2 days. I'm sure you've done this. Maybe you've done worse than this, but as a volleyball player, and you guys are going all out, diving everywhere. What's it like to play that many games in such a short time period?
It's exhausting, especially at the college level. It doesn't happen too often, maybe like once a year. And club volleyball, you do it all the time, and it's easy, and you're used to it. But in the college level, you're used to scouting against one team, playing them, and then fixing your focus for either the next team or if you play the same team back to back, just adjusting your game plan for the next game. So playing 4 games in 2 days takes a lot of planning, takes a lot of resilience from the athletes themselves. Uh, will be in the athletic training room recovering as best they can. And it just takes you taking care of yourself physically and getting enough sleep, trying to eat properly, hydrate properly. It's all about just getting prepared. It's hard. You'll be exhausted afterwards, but it's still pretty fun in the process.
So bring your ice and Gatorade for those
Yes.
kind of events.
Yes.
All right, coach. So now on to St. Francis. And when you talk about the Red Flash, there's a lot of very talented players to talk about. But one that comes to mind is Corinne Burns, fantastic outside hitter. But against the Sharks, she actually had a season high in errors against you guys. Is that something defensively you're able to influence?
When we put up a pretty good block, it's always hard to hit against. And we know they run a pretty fast tempo, so we had a certain blocking scheme set up for them to cause as much damage as possible. And with their fast tempo, sometimes it's hard to adjust easily. You can always tip the ball, but it's hard to really move the ball around at a certain speed. And sometimes they hit that speed when they're setting and stuff. So when they played against us, we had a blocking scheme that we thought would work, and it did work that game. And it's definitely hard to hit against, no matter who you're playing. If a team can get a solid 4 hands in front of you, it's hard no matter who you are.
But they have a couple of good outside hitters to attack with. It's not just that you have to stop one player. I mean, Corey McClure is also a first team player. So this is another one of those teams where you can put up the block, but the ball could be coming, from anywhere. What do you do against a team like that?
So when you trust your teammates, if the block can't do it, I'm trusting my defenders behind me to dig the balls that I can't get, and then thank them afterwards for covering me because I just could not get there fast enough. Or the other middle, or um, obviously no one's perfect, and with that team and their fast tempo, they're really hard to block against, and that's kind of the point of that tempo is to beat the block. So playing against a team like that, the blockers are trying as hard as we can to just at least get a touch. We want to block, but at a minimum, just slowing that ball down for our defenders, and our defenders just kind of running around like crazy, trying to keep the ball off the ground. It comes down to being as gritty as you can to just keep that ball alive. But it's hard to play against. It's a good strategy that they have over there, and it's exhausting to play against.
Now they split the series with you. You guys were the top two in the preseason. So what kinda changes? What's the team able to do to adapt from Saturday to Sunday to make sure it goes differently for them the next time around?
Well, it's always hard to beat a team twice, especially 2 days in a row, and then say even when if you're the team that wins day 1 or if you're the team that loses day 1, you go and look back at your game, especially the coaches, just to see what went wrong or what went right. So if when you win your first game of the series, all right, this worked well. Let's emphasize it more. Let's also prepare for them to make that change too, and what other things were open that we could have utilized more. Vice versa, if you're the team that loses that first game, what what did the other team do to get that win? Was there a tendency that just didn't get picked up on, or did they have a really good serving day? Sometimes teams have excellent serving days, and you can't always replicate that 2 days in a row. It's what you train for in practice, but you don't always get to have the same performance. And volleyball is a game of chaos. Every point, something happens. Like the baseball, you can go through multiple innings and no one scores, but volleyball, something's happening every single point. Someone's always either earning the point or maybe they make an error, but something's happening at all times. It's fast paced. So just kind of utilizing who can have the best stamina to go from day 1 to day 2. And when you play those teams that you're pretty evenly matched up with, both tied in the conference, who can come out on top. And it's hard to take a team like that and beat them twice.